My name is Jason Hedden. I'm a professor of theater and the chair of visual and performing arts here at Gulf Coast State College. I was a military brat, so we moved around a lot. I was born in Portsmouth, Virginia, and moved back and forth from Virginia to Florida for quite a few years. But I ended up, my dad retired down here, so I graduated from Moseley, and then I was a student at Gulf Coast. And then I got a bachelor's degree at the University of South Florida and a master's degree at The Ohio State University. I am a graduate of Gulf Coast, and it's one of the reasons that I came back here to teach, was to hopefully give students that same positive experience that I had while I was here. And so I'm a product of this program that I now get to teach in, which is pretty exciting. And then I got to work at the University of South Florida down in Tampa, and that was a lot of fun. And then I took a few years off and worked professionally, and then I went back to graduate school because I decided I wanted to teach at the college level. And I've been here since 2008. I came back. I got interested in theater in middle school. We had an English teacher who taught drama part-time, and she grabbed all the class clowns or the wannabe class clowns and put them in this class called drama, and we spent 2 years doing old Saturday Night Live sketches, all the original stuff, the Belushi stuff, and I got bit by the bug, as they say, and performed, 8th grade, we performed a production of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. That was it. I was hooked, and so since then, theater's been a huge part of my life, and I blame her. So Miss Bevan, if you're out there, it's your fault. The greatest part about theater and the arts in general, but theater specifically, is the collaboration. Right now we're collaborating with athletics for a production that's happening over at the Gulf Coast swimming pool, and what a cool thing to be able to partner with them. Last semester we partnered with Commodore Productions on streaming all of our events when we couldn't have folks in the audience. And we partnered with WKGC to do a radio play. So it's the collaboration just among the immediate folks that are involved, but even the broader college community and the community at large. So yeah, collaboration by far is the best part. The most difficult experience probably in recent memory is Hurricane Michael, which our whole community went through. And we happened to be in the middle of rehearsal for a production of Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing at the time. And when college was closed for a month, and when we finally reconvened, half the cast couldn't return. They had either moved away, or their living or working situation prevented them from participating. So we had to sort of revamp, and we created an original production that really incorporated the community. And that involved music and art and dance and poetry, and my personal outlet was writing poetry, which I'd never really been much of a writer before, but the storm forced me or kept me from being able to communicate verbally, which is sort of my default method. I was at a loss for words, literally. So my only way of trying to organize the chaos was to write these poems, and we ended up performing some of them along with lots of other work from folks in the community. So we used art with a big A as a vehicle to express what we were going through as a community, and that was pretty therapeutic and rewarding, I think, for the people that participated, and for some of the people that got to see it as well. What inspired me to create learning experiences like this for my students was sort of the idea of paying it forward. If I was being completely honest, I came to Gulf Coast as a student somewhat reluctantly. which is true for some of our students. You know, I got into other schools in bigger cities, but for financial reasons I decided to stay here. But I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of the experience that I had, so much so that I moved my whole family cross country to come back and be part of providing that opportunity to the next generation of students. So it's a direct reflection of the quality of the experience that I had in my desire to want to create that same opportunity for my students. And I, you know, I also try to do the thing of like, you know, I didn't learn this till much later. I try to get it to them sooner. I'm like, man, if I knew this when I was still at Gulf Coast. So part of it is that, you know, I don't, you know, I share with them the things from working professionally, the things from graduate school. I try to give it to them whether they're a freshman or a sophomore in college, and hopefully to make them even more prepared. Because obviously the world is changing, but some of the lessons as they relate to being a student in the arts are timeless. Someone might be surprised to know that I paid my way through college as a horological apprentice. Yes, horology is the watchmaking, clock and watch repair. I used to work at Timekeepers in Panama City Mall, and I was the guy that would change your watch battery or take the links out of your watch, or, you know, I got to the point where I could swap out parts. My analogy was I could, you know, change your alternator, but I couldn't overhaul the whole engine. And it's sort of a dying art, you know, people fixing watches. So people are sometimes surprised to know that I was a horological apprentice. My favorite hobby is snorkeling with my son at St. Andrews State Park or Shell Island. That's our favorite. Finding creatures in the ocean, and we dig them out, and my wife photographs them. So that's my favorite hobby. My heroes have always been my teachers. That's probably why I chose to be a teacher. When I think about the people that have had the biggest impact on me, they were teachers. I mean, starting from middle school on up. So I won't name names for the fear of leaving someone out, but it is there's a long list of heroes and then a shorter list of those that I you know, consider close mentors and family. In visual and performing arts, we have 4 main programs. We have art, music, theater, and entertainment technology. And entertainment technology is basically everything that happens behind the scenes. So lighting, cameras, sound, video. If you want to dress in all black and have a headset at a live performance event, you're working in entertainment technology. And then within each of those programs, we have different things that you can focus on. One of the great things is because our programs are small, you can do a lot of different things. It's not uncommon for our theater students to also be involved in music, or theater students to also be involved in visual art. So we have classes and degree programs in all 4 of those areas, and you don't have to be a major to take those classes. If you're a nursing student and you play the trumpet and you want to be in the band, we'd be glad to have you. So it's a pretty great place to be.